Big change in weather, and it's windy out today, so give me a minute to explain where we're going and we'll get going. Here's my aerial photo for 2018. That square is where we're going to be metal detecting today. You can see these roads that are on here and the relationship it is to these other maps. This is an 1853 atlas. You can see S. Flagler. Inside that curve is that square, which is a house. There's another one right there. I didn't know it until I looked at it today, so maybe we can hunt that as well. And then in 1876, same little square and the same little curve right there, Samuel Flagler. This Samuel Flagler bought his property from a son and father by the last name of Long. I did find a piece of property above this line right here, which is a quarter section line that was bought by the Longs in 1814. So the Longs most likely owned all this here and then bought that later to expand their farm. I couldn't find that deed because this county was established in 1812, and any records before 1812 where that sale right there took place in 1814, I couldn't find out where they bought this when the Longs actually originally bought this, which they would have lived right here. So it's recorded very far away from here. When they bought this one up here, it was actually still owned by the United States. President James Madison sold his land to the Longs along with President James Madison's signature, which is very cool. I did see that deed, but I reluctantly didn't get a copy of it. Ohio was known as the Ohio lands before it became a state. In my area, the lands were acquired by Great Britain from France in the Treaty of Paris of 1763 and was closed a white settlement. So we know that the Longs weren't here, before 1763. So the Indians and the French and the British were all running around these hills in the 1700s. Once the Revolutionary War was won, the Treaty of Paris of 1783 took place, which then the United States acquired these lands as their own to sell to people that wanted to move in and settle. So in between, I would say 1763 and the 1812, most likely the Longs settled on this land in this house. But to tie that down any more than that, I'm unable to do. Now, a little bit about Samuel Flagler. He was a farmer, and he married a woman by the name of Mary Leatherman. She was born in 1823, and the two were married in 1844, although in 1853 Mary passed away during childbirth. Now, this Samuel Flagler here, his father is Peter Flagler, and we'll be metal detecting that tomorrow, and he is a veteran of the War of 1812. I stopped by this cemetery here. Samuel Flagler, September 10th, 1815, when he was born, August 17th, 1905. This is where the man that lived in this home is buried. All right, here we go. Here we are. This is the house of S. Flagler, and as well as the Longs. This side of the house is very, very old. This side of the house was an addition. So you can see the sways in the roof and all that. This house has been here for a very long time. A lot of the lands that were given to people or people that were trying to acquire land always looked for river bottoms and things like that, because the river bottoms, one, you had a water source, and two, the ground was very fertile. So early settlers got the best ground. The place that this house is at, there's a big creek in the back. This is just beautiful land down in here. There would have been huge forest and things like that. So all kinds of natural resources, and a perfect place to start, your settlement and your family to live your life. This house on the inside has what's called nogging. I think this originated. It's really sketchy on where it originated, but they think they've seen it in Germany and also in Scotland. So that might be, the Longs might have been Scottish or from Germany, one or the other, but they brought that with them when they settled here. And when they built this house, the interior of the house is just massive walls, and it's called nogging, and they'd have large timbers, and in between those timbers, they'd put stones and bricks and anything that they had in order to fill up the interior parts. So not only is this a house, but it's more or less a fortress as well. It's just awesome, awesome history here. We're going to be running the MX Sport today. I do have the 7-inch D-Tech coil on. I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of trash here because there's been families here for a very long time. So we're going to get ground balanced and set up. I'll show you what my setup is and get to it. So here we go. And as you can see, there is snow on the ground. So we're gonna get in here. There are power lines close. I'm still in relic mode, so I'd like to stay there. And we're gonna flip through here and see what we got. Threshold, I'm just gonna leave it 3. 2.5, light at 2, doesn't really matter. Frequency, leave it the same. Salt track, program, SAT 4, iron grunt 0, VCO on, auto modulation. I'm actually going to turn that on today so I can tell what's the deep stuff and what's not deep. And reject volume 0, we're going to take that down to 4 and go from there. Get ground balance and get started. And one last thing, I'm going to be working between 7 and 8 on sensitivity, and for a change today, I'm going to accept all the way down to 0. Here's the first target of the day. There is all kinds of stuff in this yard, so I'm glad I have this 7-inch D-Tech on here. It's not a real high one, maybe an Indian. Let's see what that is. Looks like it's right over here. Oh, it's a coin on the first hole. So here's what we have. I'm gonna unlock this. There we go, a little brighter. It's looking like an Indian already. Let me brush this off and we'll take a look at it. So, the first dig of the day. 1891 Indian. It's in awesome shape. And that was maybe 4 inches deep. And that's it. What a way to start the day. On to the next. Here's the second target of the day. It's jumpy. I'm okay with that. It hits up in the 70s. Pinpoint's right there at 4.5. Let's check the hole now with the plug pulled. Hear a little bit something going on there, but since I have the reject volume on 0 and no all metal channel, I did switch to coin and jewelry, by the way. It made so much noise. Let's see what that is. Still in there. That's actually a square nail. You can see the squareness of it there. It's actually pretty cool. I like them. They're definitely pre-1880. So, on to the next. There's a pinpoint at 5 inches. Now don't get too excited on this one. It's pretty nice. It was hitting in the 80s. You can see high 70s every once in a while. That's pretty deep. So let's see what this is. I'm hoping it's silver. It's something, but I don't know if it's silver or not. There may be multiple targets in here, but I see something shining down there. And it's reminding me of foil. Couldn't imagine foil being down that far, but it's just because this ground's pretty old right here. But here's a really small, thin piece of foil, it looks like. Yeah, that's foil, see? There's nothing in a plug. I'm gonna thumb around there just a little bit more and see if there's something else. If we start on a new hole, then it was just foil. It's right there. It's only 1.5 inches, but 69, 50. Let's just see what that is. There it is, right there. Some kind of metal plate of some sort. Might have something on it. I'll clean it. Here's what we have. See, it's got some sort of a little latch on it. Maybe a hole that used to be in the middle. I'm not sure. Let's move to the next. 4.5 inches. 37, 47, 32. Check the hole. That's a 73 now. Whatever it is, it's right there. Maybe a modern penny. Might be that piece of wire too. Yeah. It's just a piece of, looks like copper wire. This next target, 3 inches. 55, 57. Let's pop it out of there. See if it's in the hole. It's right there. It's not all that big, so I'm hoping we pull something out of there that's round. Alright, it's moved. It's right in here. Come on, coin. Huh, I don't see it. Try it again. No way. Is it really in there? It is in there. All right. There's what we have. I think I know what that is. It's another one of those fence staples. Wow, I can't believe that running up that high, but there it is. Well, in checking the hole, there's nothing in the hole. And I was surprised that that wire staple was coming in like it was up in the 70s. So whatever we're hunting is actually in here. That valuable lesson of always checking the hole. No, from the top of the dirt to where this is at, it's about 4 inches. So I don't think this is going to be quite as old. If it is that old, then our level that we're hunting on for, say, Indians and stuff is not that deep, and wow, that would be nice. And it's not an Indian, but from what I can see there is that it is a 1951 wheat cent. Let me clean off the back. There. See? 1 cent. And it is, well, 1951. So the Indians are about 6 inches and the wheats are about 4 inches. All right, let's find another one. Well, I switched to the 13-inch D-Tech. I just felt like I needed to, so no real reason why, but there's the first target, 70-72, and the depth is 5 inches. Here we go. We're getting a little bit closer to the house, so we might start finding more stuff here. Look, it's still in there, but it's showing a 79-81. How about we move up here? I can handle a 79-81 right about now. Well, moment of truth. Get real gentle. See if it's in this dirt clod. Oh, and it is. All right, the magic dirt clod. What do you all think it is? I don't know right now. You know, it was lower and then it popped up, but oh, look at that. See it? It's definitely silver. Looks like a Merc. And that it is. Wow. It's a 1917 Merc. Look how awesome that is. It's like perfect. They must have dropped it the day it was minted. It's got a little W there. Flip him over. Wow. Can't believe that. I don't know why my camera's not giving real good definition today, but I'll do my best. Let me get it on my hand. It works out better that way. All right. Here it goes. 1917 Mercury dime. Flip him over. Look how awesome that is. That's great. Well, we're on the board with the first silver. It's very, very cool. Next signal, not all that deep. There it is, it's even 69 every time. Pinpoint's only 2 inches. Not in the hole, it's right here. It's a piece of aluminum. Huh. There's no aluminum siding out here, at least I don't think, nope. So I don't know how that got there. On to the next. It's not that deep. 3.5 inches on a smooth 73. Still in there. It's pretty deep. It's like probably 4 inches or so. I know it only said 2.5 or 3, but might mean that it's something bigger. It's a square now. Nothing much. We're gonna check the plug now. See if this thing's separating between 2 different targets. And it is. Let's keep looking. Something different. It's not a coin, but I see wheels and they're all intact. Let me hit it with a toothbrush. Here it is. Looks like about a 50 models truck, somewhere in there. It's pretty cool. It's smaller than the Matchbox. So I don't know much about these toy cars, but this one's pretty cool. If that was a state-of-the-art truck out for the year and a kid wanted one of these to play with, I'd say it's probably in the 50s. It's pretty cool. Right at the end of my boot there is a 65 signal at 3.5 inches. It's right there. Where are you at? Alright. That looks like a coin, but I obviously hit it. Don't do that. It's pretty crusty, so it's probably going to be modern. Old Clag coins just fall apart. Yep. Lincoln. Alright, on to the next. I think this is going to be our last target of the day. And we got it at 4 inches. I'm hoping this is an Indian. It's a bunch of rocks and stuff down in the ground right here. I found a large rock back this way when I dug a hole that had a piece of iron in it. And this door that you can maybe be able to see through that bush used to be the main front door when only half of this house existed until they did that other addition. I think this is their old walkway. Let's come over here. Probably hear a four-wheeler in the background. Whatever it is right in that corner. I seem to be doing that a lot today. Oh, see it already? Oh, I totally hit it. Hopefully it's not old, but man, I can't believe I did that. Yeah, this looks to be an Indian. Let me clean it off. And of course, on the oldest coin of the day, I hit it. 1885 Indian. Let's look at the back. I know. Golly, look at that. I don't know. That big coil, I just can't get him in the middle most of the time. So yeah, I hit it. Looks much better like that. I'm sorry. Very cool though. Well, there's our hunt for today. It was short. I was here for about 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours. I'm still learning this site. You know, I found an area that was in the 1950s, and then I found an area that got me back in the 1800s. An old walkway that came out. So, you know, I'm starting to learn the dynamics of this site. I don't know how much I'll be here this fall unless we get an Indian summer and it warms back up. Because from here on, I have one more home site that I'm gonna work a little bit and then get back out into some farm field. I really appreciate the landowners for letting me come into a place like this. It's just filled with history. The style of this house, the walls that are inside, the style of those being like an early settler bringing their trade or skills from overseas to here to build the first house on this land. And this place is just awesome. And you know, I've been here for 2 hours and I haven't touched nothing. There's quite a bit of ground here, and hopefully I can get both machines on it and scan every bit of it from 2 different directions and feel satisfied that, you know, there's nothing left in the ground. You know, all these stuff that I find in this yard, the landowners are welcome to have and keep for themselves. I do want to find it and share it with them. It's a lot of enjoyment out of that. And I guess that's pretty much it. But thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. Found that Merc and his Indians and then that wheat penny and wheat cent. And just getting used to the site. So thank you very much. Until next time, take care.